Good morning, internets. So, this morning I am coming to you from the inside of my father-in-law's Lincoln Town Car, which he was gracious enough to let me borrow today. And the reason that I'm inside of a Lincoln Town Car rather than my own Chevy Volt is because of freaking CarMax. So I have a story to tell you guys today, and it's not a very nice story, but here is what the hell happened. So about a month ago, I bought my Chevy Volt, used a 2012 Chevy Volt from CarMax. Fell in love with the car. Absolutely suits all my needs. If you look at any of my other videos, obviously super into the Chevy Volt. Amazing car. And it came with a 30-day warranty from CarMax. Now, the way that works is if I find anything wrong with the car within 30 days of owning it, I just bring it into service and they fix it for free, which is pretty nice. And I know a lot of dealerships do that. And I was, pretty happy. When we buy a used car, there's a couple of things wrong with it. So here's what was wrong with it. There are rain channels in the top, in the roof of the car, and there's a trim piece that goes inside of that rain channel that just sort of diverts rain around to the back of the vehicle instead of just like letting it pour down your windows and stuff. So there's that. One of the trim pieces was missing. There's a series of sensors and electronics behind the rear view mirror of the car, like on the inside of the windshield, and there's a housing that covers all the electronics under there. That was loose and hanging down. There was a trim piece on the outside right near the windshield that was all messed up and hanging up, and that needed to be reinstalled. What I needed them to do is take some heavy duty adhesive and just stick that mofo back down. Like that's what I would have done to fix it. I figured they were going to do the same thing. That's exactly what they did. Now, and lastly, the parking sensors in the rear. I did a video before where I threw the car in reverse and let all of the viewers hear the 9,000 beeps that the car was making. And I thought it just did that every time the car was in reverse, but it ended up not being true. The problem is I had two faulty sensors that were pushed in on the car. They were pushed in on the bumper, and the sensors were actually sensing the bumper itself. Now, I asked for all of this to be fixed within the first week of getting the car. I've had it a month now. I've been back to CarMax to get everything fixed. This is probably my 5th time. I dropped my car off last night. This has been an absolutely miserable experience. Buying the car itself and the salesman who helped me buy the car made it very easy, showed me all the things that I wanted to see. I actually went there, get this, looking for probably something along the lines of a Honda Fit because I wanted reliability, I wanted a hatchback, and I wanted good mileage. And my education up to that point kind of led me to the Honda Fit for reliability. Of course, I went, Honda, all that. I didn't think the Chevy Volt was within my reach. I was aware of the car. I knew what it was, but I didn't realize that, it had been on the market long enough that somebody like me can now afford a used one. Ended up with a Chevy Volt. Couldn't have been happier. The salesman that helped me, his name was Jason, and he was amazing, but everything since then has been an absolute nightmare. And it's been a nightmare simply because they just didn't have their crap together. And when I first went in to get, the trim pieces fixed and everything fixed and all, the sensors in the bumper and everything fixed, they didn't have the parts that I needed. So the first time I went in, they reaffixed the housing behind the rear view mirror, and they glued down the trim piece. But they did not have the trim piece for the roof, and they did not have the brackets they needed for the sensors in the bumper. So those were on back order. If you don't know about Las Vegas, we actually I believe it's actually in Henderson where I live, in the Las Vegas Henderson area, we have one of the biggest GM supply warehouses, for general purpose parts and stock parts. We have one of the biggest ones in the nation. It's literally a block away from the CarMax where I bought my car in Henderson. So when they say that something was out of stock, I found it laughable. I personally called more than one dealership just asking them if they happen to have the parts if I brought my car down, just to kind of check and see what CarMax was going on about. They all had it. They all had the parking sensors. It wasn't a big deal at all, but, whatever, fine. This is part of the warranty, and bring my car in, and they're going to get it fixed for free, and I can't fix it for free, so just trying to put up with it. Keep bringing the car back, and every single time there's something else. This last time I brought the car back, I actually brought it back on Friday, because I had the day off from work because of Veterans Day observed. So, drop the car off in the morning, go and get it in the afternoon, and sure enough, the 2 parking sensors that were pushed in are now replaced. They're completely new sensors, which is great, but they're not painted. So I have 2 black circles on my bumper on my like silvery teal car, which look like complete ass. And they're trying to tell me that, oh, well, paint isn't here today because it's Veterans Day. So you have the service department's there, but not the paint department. So now bring your car back again to get the sensors painted. So here I am today burning fossil fuels in this really, really nice Lincoln Town car. This is the car my father-in-law drives, and he was an absolute angel to let me borrow it for the day. He's an angel about everything. He's the most wonderful man in the world. But, you know, I don't want to be putting 60 miles on somebody else's car just to get me to and from work when I should have my own car. I bought a car because I needed a car. I bought a car because I needed to solve a transportation problem that I had with the Passat. You know, maybe I'll tell that whole saga some other time, and I've mentioned it in a couple other videos. It was a nightmare also. But I bought a car because I needed a car. And I bought a car because I wanted my own car, and I didn't want to have to arrange and trade cars and do, you know, all of this song and dance just to get to and from work. That's why I bought a damn car. So CarMax, you need to get your act together. Every single time I've asked what the deal is in the service department, I never get a straight answer. Everybody's been very nice to me to my face, but the actual service that I've been given, the service that my car has been given, has been ridiculous. There's been absolute inconsistency in stories between different associates at CarMax, and it's so funny because I'm like having all this frustration while I'm standing underneath giant letters, huge, on the inside of this gorgeous CarMax facility that say CarMax, the way buying a car should be, and you know, should is underlined. Absolutely not. The buying experience, yes, absolutely fine. Everybody was nice. Nobody gave me pressure. I had all the I asked 9 million questions. The dude was there with me until literally we were at the dealership until like 9:30 at night. I didn't really even get home until after 10. And they stayed there with me to get that car sold, to do everything I needed to do, to answer all of my questions. My first time like financing a car and buying a car on my own. Like I've never been through any of that before. You know, buying a car that wasn't just like a cash deal. So, and, you know, that's what happens when you need something nicer and you need something more reliable than you can get, you know, from other cars, from, you know, cars that, you know, you meet somebody in a parking lot and they bring a title and you bring some cash. And there's nothing wrong with those cars, apart from the fact that I couldn't get the reliability I needed out of that. So it was a big deal for me to go someplace, and I did a bunch of research on where do you go to buy a car where you're not going to get screwed over. And invariably, every single time, the answer that I kept coming up with was people saying, go to CarMax. Like, the salespeople will not screw you around. And you know what? I'll give them that. The salespeople did not screw me around. The salespeople were extremely nice, but the service department has been ridiculous. I didn't buy a really weird car. I bought a Chevy Volt, and none of the things that I needed fixed with the car were major things. It needed no major mechanical work. The car is in magnificent shape. It had some aesthetic things that were wrong with it that I needed fixed. And the one functioning thing that was wrong with it was the parking sensors. They just go off and beep, 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 beep all the time because they're pushed in and sensing their own bumper and alerting on that. And freaking me out every time I throw the car in reverse because it's just throwing alarms and crap all over the place, and I want that fixed. It's not unreasonable to get that fixed. Chevy puts the same sensor on everything. That I was told that the brackets for that sensor could not be got was ridiculous. And it turned out it was just because they ordered just the little ring, just the white little, like if you have parking sensors in your rear bumper, doesn't matter what you drive. Like any of the newer Chevys, this here Lincoln Town car, which is a Ford, you know, they all have the parking sensor is there with the bracket that holds it in. And it doesn't matter what kind it is. That I was told that they couldn't get that part from GM, and that when I was able to call and find it, and when I mentioned that to them, they were like, yeah, but we're just ordering the brackets separately, which you can't as a civilian do. Like I've never ordered car parts before. I feel like I've been talked to like I'm stupid because I'm a girl, and it's just assumed that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to cars. So that happens to me pretty often if I'm at a car dealership looking around, if I'm in a mechanic trying to get work done. Invariably, the mechanic tells me that I need parts replaced on my car that my car didn't even freaking have. And I, you know, get railroaded because I'm a woman, and it's assumed that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. If you work in the automotive industry, stop treating women like we're stupid. Number one. even if we don't know what we're talking about, it doesn't mean that we deserve to be treated poorly or deserve to be ripped off, okay? So knock that crap off because it's totally unnecessary. And number two, if you see me and my blue hair, assume that I know what the hell I'm talking about and don't jerk me around. I'm usually a much nicer lady than this, guys, but I'm pretty ticked off. So right now, my car is at CarMax to get my sensors painted to match. They're probably not even going to be painted to match. They're probably going to paint them silver, even though I expressly said that it's not, the car itself is not silver. So that's probably going to be wrong. And I imagine that my bumper is going to be reinstalled improperly and that it's not going to line up with the body panels. And I'm going to have to throw a fit about that. So I'll have to post another video about all that. But in the meantime, dudes, I'm just really ticked off with CarMax, and it sucks because they sold me a car at a fair price that I really wanted and helped me get into the car that I needed, and that solved a problem. But the experience with the service department has absolutely ruined my perception of the brand, my perception of that dealership in particular. It has ruined my perception of the way CarMax does things. My perception is now that their agenda is sell you the car as quickly as possible and get you out the door and then stall you in service department until your warranty's up and they don't have to deal with you anymore. So this is probably going to be the last car I buy from CarMax. Initially I was like, oh my God, that's such an amazing experience. I'll recommend CarMax to everybody. No, not anymore. Because if you buy, that's all I do there is sell used cars. There's going to be little piddly things wrong with your used car and they're going to tell you that it's okay, just bring it into service. And they expressly told me like, no thing is too small. If the cup holder is squeaky, sweetheart, just bring it in and everything will be fine. And we'll get it fixed. They're not going to get crap fixed. They're not. They're going to put you off and put you off and put you off until your warranty's up. And then you're going to be screwed. And they're not going to give a damn, is my perception of CarMax now. And I hope that people at CarMax see this. I hope that somebody sees that their brand is hurt. And not everybody there is incompetent. Not everybody there is a terrible person. Not everybody there is going to screw you over. But enough people are incompetent there. Enough people have screwed me around there that it's now hurting my perception of everybody that works there. And, from a business perspective, that's bad business. It's bad marketing. It's bad everything. It's bad representation of the brand. It's bad representation of your company culture. And you guys should be ashamed of yourselves. There needs to be some internal checking done at this CarMax. I'm pretty ticked off. And it's for little piddly crap that just could have been fixed. And it could have been fixed. This could have been all avoided. So anyway, thank you to all my new subscribers. I saw some subscribers that have some topic requests and things for videos they want to see me do on the Volt. I am going to get to those. They're absolutely going to happen, but I can't do those videos from the inside of a Lincoln Town Car. So I am going on a road trip next week, from Southern Nevada to Northern Nevada, which is going to be, an 8-9 hour drive. We are going to do some hills. We're going to talk about mountain mode. We're going to talk about how the car actually does an extended range mode with a flat battery. Like, how does the car really run? We're going to get all those answers, and I'm going to leave no stone unturned. We're going to post about all that stuff. So as always, click like, click subscribe. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's EVs of NV. So EVs of Nevada on Instagram. I'm always car spotting and car hunting, and if you have any topic requests for videos that you want to see in the future, of course, go ahead and put it in the comments and I will get to those. As always, I hope you guys have a great day. This is Catherine of the EVs of Nevada signing out. Mwah!